Hi, sixth graders. We have been focusing on plot, the events that make up the story. We have went over exposition that includes the characters and the setting. Remember, the setting includes the when and the where of the story. So now we're going to move with our story or our plot line with our vocabulary. So the events that happen after you find out a little bit about the characters, the setting, a little bit about what the story is going to be about, it starts to have more action. Things start to happen. So we call this part where the story starts to increase, okay, the rising action. Go ahead and open your notebook so you can follow along with me and label this first part that's going up, rising action. Okay, rising action are the events that happen after the exposition that build our story. Events that build the story. Now, as events happen, sometimes there's a little bump in the road, a little hiccup that causes an issue for the characters or a problem. Well, in the sixth grade, we call problem a conflict. And this little bump in the road is to represent the conflict. The conflict of the story, like I just said, is the problem. The conflict is the problem being faced. Now, as people, we face problems every single day. There are lots of different types of problems or conflicts we face. The first way we are going to describe conflict is that conflict can be internal and conflict can be external. If a conflict is internal, that means it's inside me. Hence the word internal, like your internal organs are on the inside of your body. So if I'm having a conflict internally, that means it's having to do with the thoughts in my head or my emotions on the inside. And usually that's when you're talking to yourself, trying to think out what to do and trying to solve the problem. Should I do this? Should I do this? I don't quite know what to do. That would be an internal conflict, that conversation in your head. An external conflict would be a conflict I'm having with somebody or a conflict that's happening outside of my body. Okay? External, outside, internal, inside. Okay? Those are two ways to describe conflict. Make sure you have rising action, the definition of rising action, events that build the story, and conflict, and the definition of conflict, the problem being faced, in your notebook. We will continue talking about this in class.